안녕하세요. Welcome back to Korean Saturday School. Today is week 3, September 25th, and I hope everybody had an amazing Chuseok. I hope you guys really got to eat a lot of delicious food and also spend time with your family and your friends. Um, welcome back to another lesson. This is the New York 초대 한국 문화학교. 환영합니다. Welcome. My name is Sarang Kim or Kim Sarang 선생님, and I am in charge of the 진달래반. So today we are going to continue our normal lesson using our book. This semester we're using the 맞춤 한국어 level 2 book. It also comes in an English. It's like a mixture of a Korean and English fusion. So the directions are in English and also in Korean. The link to the book will be put in the description below. So if you don't have a book, you can always press the PDF and just follow along with us, okay? So today's lesson is a continuation of the first week we did. So actually in the first week, our lesson, let's see, it was Washington에서 살아요. And then we learned the different cities. We learned Washington, New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Boston, and Miami. This week, we're going to focus on the lesson 우리 엄마예요. This is my mom. So it's on pages 16 through 21. The first page should look something like this, okay? So it says 우리 엄마예요. This is my mom. So everyone open your book. It should look like this. And then let's follow along. So on the top it says 우리 엄마예요. This is my mom. And let's look at the dialogue on the bottom that we see in the yellow boxes. So it says 누구예요? Who is that? Or you can say who are you? 누구예요? And then she says 우리 엄마예요. This is my mom. And then another question below that says 누구예요? Who is that? And then she answers 우리 아빠예요. This is my dad. So today we're going to learn how to point out who is who and our relation to them, okay? So let's see. If we go to the next page, we're on now page 17. Let's look at some of the vocabulary. So it says 배워봐요. Let's learn. So 어휘 means vocabulary. So everybody, let's take a look at this, okay? So on the top of the pedigree or the top of the family tree, we have 할아버지 and 할머니, which are grandpa and grandma. So grandpa in Korean is 할아버지, grandma is 할머니. And then right below them would be our mom and dad. So we would say 아빠, which is dad, and then 엄마, which is mom. And then below that, we have us, the children, which is me and your siblings. So in this case, it's 나, which means me. And then she has a younger brother. So she wrote 동생. So I know that in the book, it says 동생, and underneath that, it says younger brother. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a brother. It just means younger sibling. So it could be girl or boy, okay? So any sibling that's younger than you would be considered your 동생, okay? So let's see. Let's look at the grammar and expression right below that. So it says 누구예요? Who is that? And then she responds 우리 할아버지예요. This is my grandfather. And then the boy says 누구예요? Who is this? And then she responds 우리 동생이에요. This is my younger brother. 누구예요? Who is this? 친구예요. This is my friend. Okay? So I know 친구 is not in the vocabulary list, but 친구 means friend. 친구 is this word right here on the bottom. Okay, so if you have a piece of paper or a notebook, just write these words down, the vocabulary here. Try to memorize the spelling. So we have 할아버지, 할머니, 아빠, 엄마, 나, 동생. Okay, let's move on. So now let's do some practice writing. So first it says 들어봐요. Oh, yeah, this is actually the listening portion of our lesson. So you're gonna listen carefully to what I'm saying. So I said this in the first lesson, but behind your workbook should be a CD. If you have a CD player, you can use it. Go to number 4. It says, it says go to track number 4. If you don't have one, it's fine because I'm going to read it to you. So just pay attention to what I say, and then it says 동그라미 표하세요. Who is this? Mark the correct answer. So I'll put a circle in the parentheses where it is the right answer. Okay, so I am going to actually read it for you guys, and then you guys are gonna listen carefully. Let me just try to find it, and then match it to the correct answer. Okay, so this is track number 4. 우리 엄마예요. Okay, so this is number 1. Listen carefully. 민수 says, 누구예요? Linda responds, 우리 할머니예요. 우리 할머니예요. Okay, I'm gonna read that one more time. 누구예요? And then the response is, 우리 할머니예요. Okay, number 2. Tony says, 누구예요? Sergey responds, 우리 동생이에요. Say that again. Tony says, 누구예요? Sergey responds, 우리 동생이에요. Okay, number 3, last one. 선생님 says, 누구예요? And 준영 responds, 친구 스티븐이에요. Say that again, one last time. 선생님 asks, 누구예요? And 준영 responds, 친구 스티븐이에요. All right, so that's all 3 questions. So let's quickly go over it. So in the envelope package that everyone should have received, there is a 칭찬나무, or it should look like a tree with like a lot of circles on it, and there should also be stickers in your envelope. So every time you get a question right, you give yourself a sticker. So this is the time where you would use the sticker. Okay, so there are 3 questions. For each question, you put 1 sticker. Okay, so let's see. Number 1 was 누구예요? 우리 할머니예요. So let's see. 우리 할머니예요. The first one is 선생님, that's no. 엄마, no. 할머니, yes. So you're gonna put a 동그라미 there, okay? And then next question number 2 was Tony asked, 누구예요? And then Sergey responds, 우리 동생이에요. So 우리 동생 means younger sibling. So that's right there. That says 동생. And then the last one, the 선생님 asked, 누구예요? And then the response was, 친구 스티븐이에요. 친구 스티븐. So let's see. First one's 아빠, next one 할아버지, last one Steven. Right there. That's my friend Steven. All right, so these are the answers. Make sure you got them right. If you got them wrong, make sure to fix it. If you got them right, give yourself the stickers, okay? So let's move on to the next page. This is just some practice. We are now on page 19. It should look like this. This says 이야기해요. Let's talk. 누구예요? 이야기해보세요. Who is this? Please share with your friends. So let's see. It says on the top right, it says 누구예요? 우리 엄마예요. Who is this? This is my mom. And then let's see. Let's try to describe each situation, each person that Steven is with right now. So let's see. If we ask the question 누구예요? For this one, the correct response would be 우리 할아버지예요. This is my grandpa, right? And then let's see the next one. If we do this picture and ask 누구예요? Who is that? The answer would be, this is my grandma. We would say, 우리 할머니예요. And then if we do the dad right in the middle and ask, 누구예요? We would say, 우리 아빠예요. This is my dad. And then if we do this one, this time you have a younger sibling that's a girl, but we will still use the word 동생. So 누구예요? 우리 동생이에요. This is my younger sister. And then last but not least, 누구예요? Bottom right, 우리 친구예요. It is my friend. Alright? So remember, 친구 was not on the vocabulary list, but it does mean friend. Oops, sorry, yeah. It means friend. Okay, so 우리 친구예요. Okay. All right. Now let's move on to the next page where we do some practice writing. So these are all part of the vocabulary words. So I want you guys to fill it all out. Try doing this on your own without looking back. I'll give you the hint. I'll tell you what it is, but you guys have to write it on your own. So the first one here, we see the dad. So that's 아빠. And then mom, which is 엄마. That's since the girl is 나, so you're pretending that you're the girl in this picture. So she has a younger sibling, which is her 동생, her grandpa, which is her 할아버지, grandma, which is her 할머니. Okay? So let's see. 아빠, 엄마, 동생, 할아버지, and lastly, 할머니. 할머니. All right. Make sure you wrote everything correctly. Make sure your spelling is right, your placement's right. And then don't forget to also remember what na means. Na is me. Okay? All right. Once again, we are always going to end our lesson with a little bit of our culture, 문화 배우기. So let's look at our Korean culture. This is very important traditionally to our roots and who we are as Koreans. If you're not Korean, this is welcome to our culture. Let's see. So it says 우리 가족. 우리 means our. Okay, so our family. 가족 is family. So let's read it out loud together. So we see a wonderful photo of a family. They're all in their hanbok. We learned what hanbok was in last week's lesson, the traditional Korean clothing. And then let's see what it says. So it says, in English-speaking countries, mothers are usually referred to as my mom by their children, and people refer to their homes as my home. In Korea, mothers are usually referred to as our mom, and Koreans usually refer to their homes as our home. As such, Koreans are fond of the concept of we and our, and so Koreans often say our school, our teacher, our country, and etc. This reflects the fact that Koreans value living together in harmony, helping one another. These expressions might sound a little strange to foreigners because even without any brothers or sisters, Koreans still refer to their father as our dad. Okay, now I actually was explaining this to my friend because I was teaching her how to say our, and she was like, oh, but why are you saying our when it's just yours? So if I say, oh, let's go to our house, or if I say, let's go to my house, I would say 우리 집. So I would refer to it as our, even though it is my house. In Korean, I would say 우리, which means our house. Also, we would say 우리 엄마. So if you're introducing your mom to someone, in English, you would say, this is my mom. But in Korean, it would be 우리 엄마예요. Okay? It's a little bit confusing, but that's just deeply embedded in our culture to say 우리 instead of just singularly saying mine. Okay, so it says here we refer to everything together, and it shows that we value living together in harmony. Okay, so we always include more than just us. That was a little traditional cultural lesson for today. So I hope you guys learned something new. And that is actually the end. Our lessons are so much shorter than it was before. The lessons are only like 6 or 5 pages. So just thoroughly go over each word, practice writing it over and over again, and that is actually the end to today's lesson. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys all next week. 안녕.